Well, good morning, Monday morning motivation. I'm here with you just past 12 o'clock. I'm 22 minutes late, but that's okay. And clearly, if I'm here at the start of Monday, then that means I'm not going to be here for sunrise, but please do enjoy all the sunrise pictures, all of the motivational quotes that will go on all morning, and Monday morning motivation will be with you from, well, first post went out at 12 o'clock today as we turn into Monday and a whole new week. And for those who are here from Great Britain, this is now 4 days to go. And this is about getting our own lives in order, our own homes in order, getting our shit together and, dealing with our griefs and our traumas. And it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to have bad moments, minutes, seconds, and it's okay to have our struggles and deal with our griefs and memory overloads and sensory issues and all of the things that come with the label that government brand trauma under, the mental health bracket. So a massive big hello to those who are still up very late on a Sunday night and are getting their shit together, hopefully looking at everything ready to have a nice new Monday. But I'm actually changing my schedule around and I'm going to flip Sunday to the new Monday, which means I'm going to have my Monday off and I'm going to do all my cleaning and all my scheduling on a Monday, which is going to fuck things over this week for me because I really needed to hit the ground running because we've got 4 days left to literally plant a seed in the mind of everybody for their new vision, per se, and make sure that as many people make it over this gap or know or have the tools on how to close this gap or at least bridge this gap that we're all going to go through as changeovers happen, rebranding happens, and literally everything is going to have to be rebranded because everything here in the UK all has the mark and the stamp of the United Nations on it. And of course, when we come out, there will be copyright issues. We won't be allowed to have anything that's got that mark or branding on. That includes your passports, that includes your driving licenses, that includes I think it actually includes your birth certificates and stuff. I need to double check, but I have a feeling that the stamp is on that. The stamp is on the NHS, the stamp is on the policing, the stamp is on everything. And we're going to have to go through the biggest restructure and biggest rebrand that we've ever seen. And you'll know one of the other pages that we have in Manchester is Rebrand Britain. And that was about looking at all of the infrastructures and things that Britain had that were problem-based and looking at solution-based. Funny enough, mental health is the only positive word that we pretty much have. Everything is disabled, changing it to enabled, and looking at all of those things that people get up for work for on a Monday to serve. It's meant to be serves, to serve their country, to serve the people around them, and to be an asset to our country per se. Unfortunately, the majority of people in the world actually are so busy with their own lives that they forget that we're not here to live a self-centered our life. We are actually here to build this world. Do you know what I mean? We're here to make it a great place and learn our trials and tribulations and our tests and go through what we're going to go through. So at the end of the day, people have become so caught up in this infrastructure that we have of top, middle and bottom, upper class, lower class, middle class, and top, middle and bottom, as I call it, and being brainwashed through the education system and these sort of infrastructures. But it's also a good thing. And my morning message for those who are going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I will see all the creatives at 3 o'clock in the morning. It will probably be on auto because I don't think I'm going to be up for creatives this morning. So please, please, please enjoy your, you know, there's going to be some lovely music up for you, some things to get you in the mode and move you forward into your week. And I hope whatever you create by Friday at 4 o'clock is absolutely wonderful. So, and then to those who are our early risers, I hope you enjoy all the workout music, workout quotes and videos, and get you going. My aim, as you know, is to actually be taking the photograph that you have on your Monday morning and your sunrises through the day. So obviously I still have childcare issues, and it's not so easy for me to just get up, go out and come back with Elijah and Shiloh, even if I've got a babysitter, because of where we live. It's inconsistent with, you know, their actual proper patterns, and I struggle so much to make sure that I'm constantly holding on that, you know, commitment that I keep making and the strategies that I need to be put in place that keep me moving forward. Hence why I am with you guys, my accountability partners, and we are all accountability partners together to keep us, we might all be in the same boat, but we've all got to, you know, be actually getting our oars out and, you know, putting our own efforts in here. We can't all sit back and, you know, rely on people like me and other people that are putting all the work together to hopefully make sure that this white paper comes in time. I really do have to say, I am going to have to say I failed. There is no way in chance that I am going to be in position and in, not even by a God's miracle right now. It just cannot be done in time. It's just physically impossible. I would need to literally get up in the morning and go to bed, literally falling asleep doing the work all the way through, which I'm really good at doing, but I just don't have that support system with me as an individual with EDS and ASPE and dyslexic, as well as obviously being a mother and having, you know, that sort of support around for me to be a mother on a mission per se, and yeah, that makes that very difficult. So I hope and have a wish for you guys this week that you start looking at your own support systems around you and asking whether they are helping or hindering you to be moving forward, and whether these, I don't like to say cut the anchors. I've always, as a coach, always stood by a ship needs the anchors and the motors, because if you don't have the anchors, you can't dock, basically. And, you know, in a real shitty situation, you need the anchors. So you can't just get with the motors, as coaching likes to tell you. And this is something that the coaching world teaches, and I disagree with, as well as burning bridges. There's a lot of philosophies in the coaching world, as you know, that I don't agree with. And that's okay if that works for them. But as somebody who's pretty much studied since frick knows when, I haven't stopped. It's probably since first ever having the police and social services coming into Mr. Bamford's office when I was at junior school, and I think that sort of triggered me pretty much for the rest of my days. And as I've always said, you know, when we had the foster care lad at school, and being involved in that whole experience, sort of has kicked off this whole path and this whole thing, and then obviously going through my own disclosure and how the system treated me and continues to do so. So, and also the next one is dealing with projections, and I don't like this term gaslighting. I don't particularly like a lot of those sort of labels, but at the end of the day, we will clash with people or we will click with people. And if you clash with somebody, then sometimes things can get very difficult. As you know, one of the reasons that I've always struggled with my own family is because words get very venomous, and I'm a very sensitive person who will echo those words for up to years. I will keep hearing those words, and I can't look at you in the same way if I have that sort of thing around me. So I find that very difficult. In fact, I could never actually turn up to my families without sitting outside and putting my, armor on and sitting there, and even actually imagining the sorts of words that I knew that certain people would come out with at me, and being able to physically cope with it without it turning me into a quivering, crying wreck. Or leaving, because I just leave. I am renowned for it. It's only since dealing with Aaron and Faith that actually I've even been able to listen to people shouting and raising their voice. Prior to that, you wouldn't have found me in a room where somebody even spoke with an aggressive tone. I walk out immediately. So since this sort of situation, it's been different, because obviously a lot of people got a lot of anger, a lot of people got a lot of situations going on and a lot of hurt, and I found myself in the middle of this a lot of times with people ranting and having to be able to stand in front of them and not necessarily worry whether I'm at risk or anything, and just give them the opportunity to get that off that chest. And that's really difficult to do for somebody like me, who thinks that that there's, I don't, not necessarily unicorns, but I like my rose-tinted glasses. I have always liked my rose-tinted glasses. I'm very happy seeing the beauty in the world. I'm very happy always seeing the beauty in the world. And that's what we're here to do. And it's to understand that at the end of the day, there are horrible things going on in this world, but we can inform ourselves, but we can't inundate ourselves. And one of the other things that I talk about on one of the other pages is that some battles are just not yours to fight, and some things are just not for you to be the person who is meant to be in that person's life. And that can be really, really, really difficult to make that decision, especially if somebody is a really good person, but you just feel that you're constantly being taken off path, being distracted, and not because if they actually even really understand what they're doing. When you live chapters and verses in life, it's very, very difficult, especially if you have attachment disorders or labels again. But if you're coming from that abandonment issues, if you're coming from that sort of place, then those things, sorry, I just got distracted, but those things, yeah, lost it, sorry guys, completely lost it. Anyway guys, this week you're going to catch me over on Step Up Britain for Parliament Week, which starts on Saturday. So literally, so wind back, so from Saturday, so before Monday, seeing you here again on Monday. You'll probably see me in the morning, but you won't see me at the slots that I genuinely come on to prior to 12 o'clock. And then, as you know, Monday afternoons is my boys' afternoon, meant to be at the skateboard park. So I spend most of my time down there, or the tennis club, or the pool thing. But we're going into the winter season now, and going to the outdoor skateboard parks now is, a lot colder, and the one that we have here is only outside as well. There's not an indoor area at all. So I don't tend to talk about my private life per se here, but children's winter things and stuff like that for skateboarding and all of those sort of places that they need to be, especially, with Shiloh out on his skateboards and stuff. So anyway, have an absolute fantastic Monday. I really, really hope that you have managed. I have failed today. I have failed beyond failed for being up and ready for tomorrow morning, ready to get started, which fricks my whole week up. In fact, it doesn't just kick my whole week up, it actually kicks everything out round now, even up to Christmas and into the new year. Is completely taken me off course. I was only expecting to take one one Monday and a couple of other things off. I wasn't expecting to fall a little bit further out. So need to keep on track, as we say, keep on keeping on. So tomorrow morning, if you do find that you're laying on your head on the pillow, then please put one of the meditations on and just leave it inside as you drift in and out of sleep. And it should bring you, it will bring you around in the morning. And then obviously at 10 o'clock, there's going to be a load of motivation videos on for you. And don't forget to check out any of the coaches that are going to be recommended this week. And if you have any things that you are dealing with that you need signposting to, or any information away from what other people think, there's too many lay psychologies out there right now. There's too many people who think they're these fucking people, amazing whatever people, and you need, even though I have an issue with the way that psychology is practiced, it's illegal to be out there labeling people. It's illegal. Actually, it's fraud. It's a highly jailable offence to claim to be a psychologist and to label and diagnose anybody. Any form of diagnosis must be done by a trained clinician, and any person who is actually lay diagnosing anybody or making suggestions, and also actually using the labels that people have got and using it in any particular way. And if you are actually doing it to somebody who is in those traumas, then you're likely to end up in a fire situation, which is really not good, because they will be trigger happy. And of course, that then develops into projections, which moves into lots of conflict and fear and faith colliding, and not a very good place to be in. So hopefully this morning you're going to literally take the time out this morning to go through your Psalms and put on some lovely, happy, vibrant music. The juices are going to be up. The water filter's going up this week as well. So the water filters will be available online as well. And also make sure you subscribe to Affiliate Link Marketing for anything that I put up as well. So please set up your own accounts and share them out, and make your own commission on these things. So I put them out there for you to use as tools to bridge your gap. So and get your diaries out. Make sure you write your intention for the week, so by Friday, where you want to be, what you want to have completed, what sort of things that you want to have got done, what your to-do lists are. I don't really like to-do lists, so things, it's all about intention. So even if it's a change within yourself, you want to be running faster, or you want to be up at a certain time in the morning, you want to drink more water, you want to think more healthily. Remember, don't diet. Dieting is a negative. Focus on being healthy. So focus on having a healthy body, focus on having a healthy mind, focus on having a healthy attitude, healthy relationships. When you focus on the disease, you infest more disease. So therefore, focus on the intentions of what you want in your life. And this is why within Step Up Britain structures, why there were so many words that exist that I don't want to be part of, and disability for me is one of them. That just makes me feel cringy and nasty, and I just don't want people attaching that label. That's more worse than being called a paedophile, which I'm experiencing at the moment with somebody who wishes to claim that I'm a paedophile. So, but keep it going, do you know what I mean? Just makes me bigger, stronger, harder and faster. No, I've got a troll back on something else now. Oh, bless you. So please, the trolls will come. When you put your head above the parapet, people want to shoot it. And, those that keep saying it. It's like suicide, isn't it? You can talk about it, you can express your feelings, but it's knowing the difference of the intentions. And if you don't feel that the intentions of the people around you have your best interests at heart, just as whether or not you have their best interests in heart, then that is a relationship to dissolve. And it's okay, and it's good, and it's about having proper healthy boundaries and making sure that the team that you have around you is going to help you move forward and hold you accountable to your ambitions and dreams, not theirs, or not what they don't want to discuss with you, or what they tell you that you should be or shouldn't be doing, but what you know in your own heart is your loves, your gifts, your talents, your skills, and go out there and share them with the world and just be in your own true essence. And that's the most important thing that you can be. We're all healing, we're all going through, traumas. It's not about being the person that we were before, it's about moving forward to to being, sorry, this is really annoying me because this troll now, Total Goddess. So what have I got now? What Kelly doesn't say is that the father of Aaron and Faith agreed, and I can't read the rest of it, which now means that somebody out there is now violating my boundaries again. I am very aware of who Total Goddess is, and keep it coming, because if you bring my children's father into it, who has a very anonymous life, then I'm quite happy to go to war with you, because you don't have any right to discuss Aaron and Faith's father. I don't talk about him for my own reasons, because you would never, ever, ever, ever be able to ever know where that man was in his own mind, and being coerced and all of the other things, and what he was told about Aaron and Faith and the situation, and also then how it was manipulated. Because at the end of the day, they used the fact that I was in a DV relationship, even though we hadn't seen them for, I think it was, Aaron was 5 months old, and then he was offered in court to see them and he didn't turn up. And then he was offered by the social workers to see him and he didn't turn up. So at the end of the day, he has his struggles, he has his battles. And if somebody out there, whether this is on Monday Morning Motivation, my own page, or Step Up Britain, it's all about the same thing. There is somebody now out there deliberately wanting to cause situations, and you know what? Bring it on, because it makes me better, harder and faster, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to tell Aaron and Faith the truth, to make sure, Elijah and Shiloh have the best opportunities that they deserve, the same that all of my children had and would have continued having if this hadn't have happened to my life. My 2 boys have experienced travel: Egypt, Cyprus, Tenerife, France, Cuba, oh God, the list is endless where my 2 boys have been, as well as literally travelling the whole of the UK. They've been to Scotland, Glasgow, they've been to London, they've been to Cornwall, they've been to Devon, they've been to Manchester, Liverpool, they've been to London, they've been to the country, they've been travelling. They've been to every theme park here, probably most of the camping sort of bits and bobs and things like that. Not all the little sub ones, but, we've done all the things from Butlins, Pontins, Alton Towers, Thorpe Park. So anyway, getting completely goaded by Total Goddess that now wants to create some traumas. But just remember, when you troll me, you troll my children. When you troll my children and you troll my livelihood, you cause me issues. And I'm very, very looking forward to my day in court, because what will happen now is that will get screenshotted, put into my email file, and every comment will be done so. And it all gets logged ready for this court case. And I am going to court. My filing cabinet is in my living room. It makes my life a lot easier. My intentions and my focus is to get me in that damn courtroom. And I don't care how long it takes me. I will not stop until that's done. And the moment it's done, I will be leaving this country. I will be keeping my home and life here in Great Britain and all my identity. I will be remaining a British citizen, but I will be travelling around with, my kids and any other of the kids that want to be there, and any of the children's families and stuff that want to join them along the way. Do you know what I mean? So You know, nobody's going to change that. It just means tomorrow might be a harder day because total goddess who thinks she's a goddess person, yeah, if you want to ask me any questions that I don't talk about on Crackbook, then you're welcome to do that. If I choose to answer, that is up to me. If I don't, then I don't. If I do, I will. If not, you can read it all in the book, because there isn't one bit going to be missed out. I am saving it all for the book, mate. I'm far from stupid. I gather evidence. I write diaries. I blog for a reason, because I transcribe every blog that I do. I'm a little bit annoyed that this has now ended up on my Monday morning motivation and not in my own page. I should have completely shut down, so I didn't see that. But at the end of the day, the majority of the people that are here at the moment are people that watch but haven't got the confidence or courage or brave enough to actually come out and speak about their stories that they've been through. It takes so much courage to come out and talk about being somebody who has been through what society calls childhood sexual abuse or rape, and it's not something that has been properly recognised, and it still hasn't yet. We are the generation of the liars and the attention seekers that have yet to have our justice. Do you know what I mean? So that carries a lot of baggage, and the majority of people here are people who are what are considered sexual abuse victims, and the reason that you are here is to become an overcomer. And it's okay for me to express myself when I put myself on the line for people to constantly want to challenge me, and that's fine, because the psychologist said that nobody can challenge Kelly. You will never challenge my core beliefs and values, and I am trying to teach that to you too, so that there is nobody out there. You might protect them, you might bring them in, you might not share stuff with other people, but at the end of the day, they are your core values and beliefs that are set in your DNA and are blueprinted for you and you personally and only you. It is the manipulation of the people around you, the people that you allow into your interpersonal relationships, that becomes whether it's going to be a positive or a negative experience. And if you have too many negatives, then obviously it's going to hinder you being in your true essence. And you know, it's about uncovering those belief systems. But I do apologize that that's completely distracted me, and I'm going to have to share this out onto my other ones, then it will be over on my YouTube later. And this is really for those that are just on the Monday morning motivation page. But there you go, there's the start of my Monday morning before I even actually get up, before I even actually enter into my day. And if I was putting my shoes and stuff on and heading into Parliament this week, then, you know, fucking hell, 10 to 1. So now they come in. Here we go. Do you know what I mean? People really want to try and trip me up this week, don't they? Cause me problems. So anyway, I'm going to go and have a look, and I'm not going to go over on my other page. I will stick with you guys here on Monday mornings. I am not going to allow this person to distract me. She can say what she wants. She can post what she wants. After you've had someone keep up an official actual post calling you are you a paedophile, Kelly Cottam, and it being all over your twits and people creating pages on you, then you know, and you can face the suicides that you go through with dealing with the shit that you got as a result of that. I think dealing with Little Total Goddess is going to be quite easy. I do believe Little Total Goddess is also the person, also to do with putting up this post that showed, you know, me being called, well, you know, people know, they all saw it, do you know what I mean? You know, and every other one that they saw. And it's fine, because do you know what? When you have the truth in your heart and you know that you speak with integrity and truth, yes, sometimes you've got to go back, especially if you're dealing with sexual abuse, and memories can be displaced and you need to double check things, which is why it's really important to diary, really important to, you know, work on those things. But when you know, like, you know, and you're being called these things all over the place, that you just look at these people and think, who the fuck do you think you are in my life? Like, you're becoming less and less and less significant around me, and less tolerable to deal with. And as I said on another post the other day, once you get past 40, you tend to really want a quiet, peaceful life with your own, you know, intricate, lovely things that you like around you, and you become, you know, much less tolerable to the bullshit of people that want to, you know, take your peace away. And the other thing is, if you are scared of being lonely, it's better to be alone than in the wrong company. If you have people around you that don't want to talk about the things that you're interested in, want to try to tell you that you shouldn't like that, or you can't do that, and they don't want to hear anything that you have to say, then they're not people, they're takers. They're not people that need to be in your life. They're not a blessing to you. It's okay to nod and wave and say hello and be polite, but you don't have to have them in your life. And you don't have to worry about these people leaving your lives. That's not rejection. That is you having integrity. That is you loving yourself. That is you protecting yourself. That is you safeguarding yourself and knowing that that relationship just is not right for you. And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter how you know them or what it is. You have every right to assert your boundaries and how you're spoken to. But it is more the point. You're here on a journey now to unleash your gifts, unleash the things that you've never discovered, unleash the things that you've never even tried and experienced. And people are going to tell you, you know, oh, don't like that. I had a very similar experience over cameras, you know, my mum over going to Greece. And these things have prevented me in my life from ever really truly flourishing, because I was somebody much weaker who did worry about people leaving me, who did have abandonment issues. I haven't had abandonment issues since losing my children. Do you know what I mean? The worst case scenario, other than losing a child to a death, is like, you know, I always said, as long as I've got Liam to 21, I was all right, because I'd buried too many people by 21. You know, the fact that he's 2 years over 21 is like, yay. You know, to lose my children in the way that I did. And especially, look, I mean, I've had so many people question me, back to this thing, I've had so many people question me. Majority of people don't. But the people who, yeah, I've had a lot of people question me. But at the end of the day, I put my head above the parapet before Aaron and Faith were taken. I never expected to ever come out and say, and I didn't even come out and actually say it. I panicked. I just wrote, I don't know what to do. They've got my kids, social services have got my kids. What do I do? That was what I wrote. And I just put it out there thinking maybe somebody will know what to do. And obviously people just sort of went, you know, what do you mean they've taken it? You know, my cousin turned up, and I turned around and said to my cousin, like, you know, go away with your drama. It's okay to protect your space. It's okay to deal with your grief in the way that you need to deal with it. And if you've got people around you that want to batter you while you're dealing with this grief, you have every right to say, I love you, but I can't have you in my life right now. You are not good in my life right now. I need X, Y, and Z, and you can't provide me. And it doesn't matter whether it's your dad, your mum. You just because you don't need somebody in your life like now, it doesn't mean that we can walk past with people at particular times. It's okay to want to be on your own and deal with your trauma and your grief by yourself. To share that with somebody is really difficult. And if, like me, I can't deal with people who would ever use things against me that I've shared. I've had that in my life. Those people are not in my life anymore, and I'm going through it again, you know, especially, you know, and everybody, it's not, people know I've been an escort, people know I've ended up, you know, sleeping with my cousin, people know that I've married and you know, children at 17 and 21 and divorced by 24. I'm not shameful of anything that I've been through, because I know where I came from. I know where I started from. I know what influences I've had in my life. I know what role models. I know my entire journey. And it is nobody's right to judge you in any way, shape or form, because actually people who do that, they're actually hiding their own shame, and that's how they do it. They will project stuff to deal with their own hidden shames and things that they're dealing with. And I'm very aware of that, and I have a lot of people around me at the moment, obviously going into trauma, but I have every right to say, this is the boundary and this is what I'm willing to do. And that's what I do through my lives, because I'm not ready for one-on-ones, workshops or seminars or conferences, or even actually to speak at events at the moment. I'm just not there. I will be, but I'm just not there at the moment. And more of that is because I just don't have the people around me to support me as a mother to still be Kelly. Do you know what I mean? So I'm mum, and unfortunately Kelly has to die for a little bit, which is not good. That puts me in a very bad place. I deal with a lot of depression. I go very suicidal, especially if I'm not training, especially if I'm not dancing, especially if I'm not, you know, out doing something. I haven't had my Walkman for a long time. My headphones are playing me up, and that's not good, because I know me. I know my needs. I know my wants. I know the way that I like to be treated, how to be spoken to, and how to get the best out of me, and also how to be the best person I can be for the people around me as well, and how I can be present with people, and how I can be an influencing people. And I don't have time at the moment to deal with trust bullshit arrows and stuff at the moment, because the only person I need to trust is obviously my Lord and Mother. But you know, me. I trust me, I know who I am and what I stand for, and that's what I want you to be able to achieve, so you can stand in your own truth. So when someone comes at you with false information, perjury, if you ever end up in the situation that I was in the family courts, that you can politely tell them that you disagree with what they're saying. Here's the evidence that backs it up. Now anyway, I'll see you later, and leave. Because you just don't need, it doesn't matter if it's an authority figure, it doesn't matter if it's your partner, it doesn't matter if it's your own brothers and sisters, your next door neighbour. You have a right to set your boundaries, and if you don't understand what certain things just should not be tolerated, then you're going to learn that here in this space. And I'm still going through it. Elijah now, is it? Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to go. Bye.